Hey YouTubers, welcome to the Raising Queens channel. Thank you so much for being with us for the past 2 years. Raising Queens is officially 2 years older, and the theme for the year is youthfulness and contribution to leadership. Once again, we're here with another episode where we'll be talking about the theme, and of course, I'll be having a one-on-one interview with one of the finest queens we have here in the organization. Ladies and gentlemen, sit right back. I have Queen Zilia with me. Welcome back. My name is Queen Madiah Johnson, and with me is
Queen Zara.
Raise the Queens initiative is officially 2 years old, and we're going with the theme youthfulness and leadership and contribution to leadership. So, youthfulness. What do you think the Raise the Queens initiative represents? Talking about the young people, the kings and queens. What do you think we're contributing to society?
Well, I think in relation to the theme for its second anniversary, that it should stand for giving hope to people that are young and helping them find their purpose in life. I mean, the journey to discovering your purpose needs you to have self-conflict, and we've all been there. So I think the organization in question will help young people all over the world to go through self-conflict without having negative effects on themselves.
Because self-conflict somehow makes you realize who you are, what you want to do, and why you are on earth. Talk about usefulness and self-discovery. I understand it's quite hard sometimes to know what you want to do, and sometimes even niching it down, because a lot of people are very multi-talented, especially in our generation where we have people doing music and dancing and writing and all of that, and it's hard to really niche down and know exactly where your strength lies. So talk about self-discovery, and for some people who can't seem to understand why they exist. I mean, especially with an environment that is not very encouraging, and with parents that are a bit skeptical about what you want to do in life and all of that. So talking about self-discovery, I think it's a very hard life choice. It's one of the hardest life choice, your career choice, that any young person can make, but it's to a great advantage to understand what you want to do in life early, and know exactly how you should do it.
Still on self-discovery, I want to share an experience.
Okay.
Not mine, a friend's. So I have a friend, anonymous, and she had a flair in art, but she was science-minded and science-inclined. So she started out with, I want to be a pilot, so an aeronautic engineer, to a gymnast, a dancer, and whatnot. And her parents just kept leading her on and telling her that, well, life is not actually what you see. It's more to what the eyes meet. So she grew up and she found out that maybe this thing won't work out. Maybe all these dreams and everything, it's not actually going to turn out the way she feels it will. So while going into herself, she began writing. She started writing and she didn't publish any of them. She just kept writing and piling them up. And one day her mom found it and was like, so you write, why are you in science class? But she's not good at art subjects. She just has a flair in art. But she's terrible at anything.
Art inclined.
But today, she's 23. Today she's studying business management and she's a published author. So in all this, self-discovery is just about you fixing your talent with what you are comfortable with, not pushing yourself over the bar, and staying true to yourself. Yeah, that's what I think.
I also think it requires discipline, a lot of discipline to be
Mm-hmm.
able to niche down to what exactly you want.
Yeah.
So, moving forward on the, I think, what do you think society would look like if everyone was strict on what they wanted to do? For
Um.
maybe for you, like your friend that is, she's from what you're telling me, she's multi-talented. So how can a very multi-talented the very multi-talented generation niche down to their specific strengths in life and really what would society look like if everyone had the ability to just go down to what exactly they know their strength lies?
First of all, it will be really boring at a particular point
Mm,
because everyone will seem to focus
on one.
on one thing
Mm.
and leave every other thing, and there'll be no.
But don't we have jack of all trade, master of none?
Well, we do, but if you are jack of all trade, you it will tell on you,
Mm.
and you are a master of none, so you won't actually be good in a particular thing. You'll just do it all. You'll do it all done. So I think it will be boring at a particular point, but it will help the society in the sense that we won't have confused and undecisive youths. We'll have people that know where they are going. They know that my purpose in life is for this.
Mm.
Not today, I am an artist, tomorrow, I am an engineer, and then we end up having casualties everywhere. So I think the journey like to self-discovery is actually a really important journey in everyone's life.
Mm.
We all need it. So once in a while we can just sit down and be like, I was once here. This is a point in my life that I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going. So
Okay, so on the journey of self-discovery, no matter how talented you are in other areas of your life, you could write, you could dance, make sure you have at least one thing you have your strength very balanced on. So you could always be one person that that is known for something but can also, diversify, especially with the world we now live in, where it's easier for a multi-talented person to survive than someone that is just one focused way. Okay, moving forward, talking about leadership, contribution to leadership. Now we're done with self-discovery. Now we know who we are, what we want to do. Moving forward to leadership, how can young people contribute? Just like the concluded election, I had a session, an interview session, an interesting one at that, with Etimi Ekarika. That was what we spoke about was deep. We we talked about how young people are expected in one way or the other to share their opinions on the candidates that were there before they were became the government officials. So moving forward to leadership, how do you think youth? I would like to hear your point. How do you think youth should contribute?
okay, in reference to the just concluded elections, so I want to commend the Nigerian youth for going out there and representing themselves
Mm,
and voting actually because we've not seen this turnout in a while.
mm,
And leadership and our contribution, I think what they did is an example, but the way they went about it, sure, it's also
not
it's not,
very.
yeah. I mean, leave the violence. You need to be heard, and
Mm,
you don't want to be heard and not heard at the same time. You want to be known for change. You want to be a voice of change, and you are speaking to the government. These are the people that decide what's going to happen tomorrow, and you are going about it with violence. That's not how to go about it. These people are not stupid. They actually know what you want,
mm.
but with the violence, they just write you off, and then next thing you end up behind bars and they start shouting that the government is not listening. So if youths go about it the right way, I believe that we will actually be heard. I mean, it's one thing going about it peacefully and you are pushed against
Mm.
and you are not,
Resented
yes, you are resented. That's very understandable. But going about it with
with
violence,
violence.
it's like a total no no. So
Contributing to leadership basically is going out for election. That's one of them. Just go
Mm-hmm.
out, like be heard, be interested. I took some time to study the Arise agenda from uh, Reverend Pastor Umoino, our governor for Akwa Ibom State.
Mm-hmm.
And I think A stands for agriculture, R was for rural development, I was for infrastructural development, S was for something else, then E was for education.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that the current government is actually looking at that part, education, because then I think the book economy also has to be improved. And things like this won't actually, we can't hold government accountable if we're not interested, if we're not reaching out, if we're not, I mean, you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I'm hopeful for this current government. I would, of course, keep going back to check in if they're actually, and I
Yeah.
genuinely think they will, especially with education on the roadmap. I think things are going to be different for youth, young people in general.
Yeah.
There was one time I was talking about 15-year-olds getting to vote, 16-year-olds getting to vote. I think mostly because some of these things turn would ultimately affect the youth the more. I mean, the older people are taking pension and retiring and all of that, but for the complete 8 years, is us
Yeah.
that are really suffering most of the bad decisions or good decisions. So I think one way or the other, once you discover yourself, once you understand
Who you are.
who you are, who you want to be, the next thing to look at is your environment and go straight to the position of looking at leadership. So the Race and Queens Initiative, of course, stands for leadership and all of that. So would you link do you have anything to link with that with the organization?
Basically, the organization is for the youth. It's like our democracy for the youth, by the youth, and
With the youth.
with the youth and whatever. So I think that the Raise Them Queens initiative can help guide these young people, show them the right way to go about um, communicating their decisions, their thoughts, their interests to the government or to other higher authorities or to our parents even, because that's from the home. So I think Raise Them Queens initiative, with your help and with the right resources, can help
Sponsorship
and sponsorship can help talk to young people, and not just young people, parents too. Show them the importance behind the decisions we make, and also show us how to go about making these decisions and actually actualizing them. Hope that wasn't tautology. Actualizing them,
yeah,
and going about it the right way. Because if you actually do it and you go about it the wrong way, I mean
it's as bad as
Yeah.
it looks. Okay, Raise and Queens Initiative is simply here to build on the kings and queens, to build on the young people. And of course, we would like a sponsorship from anyone interested, anyone that would want a society where people are conscious about themselves and are somehow contributing to the leadership of that environment. It's World Malala Day. So happy World Malala Day to everyone. Malala, what's her? I always get mixed up with that second name. But Malala was one big representation of women education. What she has done, she won a Nobel Prize. What she has done from that moment till now has always been big, and she totally represents female education, how important it is to get your girl child educated. Get your girl child educated, get your boy child educated, get everyone educated. And I don't mean school.
Yeah.
You could go to school and not be educated. An example of education is actually trying to understand your leadership, what leadership is like in your communities. So happy World Malala Day. To every girl, to every boy, thank you for trying your best to get educated, to stay sane, and always doing right by the community. Once again, thank you, Queen Zulia, for coming through today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you once again. So this is the end of our video. Thank you for sticking with us. For sponsorship and any response, any contributions, please leave an email in our inbox or send us a direct message on Instagram or Facebook. We would surely want to reach out to you. Thank you once again from Queen Madaya and Queen Zulia. Have a nice day.
Bye.